Hi everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Hallmark Plus More, where we watch and talk about shows, movies, mysteries, Hallmark ornaments, and anything else that floats our boat. So today we're going to be reviewing and discussing Matlock Season 1, Episode 6, airs on CBS, starring Kathy Bates as Maddie Matlock. So let's just get right on into talking about this episode, right? It was about a couple, Anna and Vanessa, who lost their 9-month-old baby, and they basically are suing the formula company for contamination as the reason for their death of their child. So, I mean, this hits home for anybody who's a parent, grandparent, foster parent. Anytime you lose a child, that's hard, right? Especially an infant. Dante was 9 months old when he passed, and apparently they went through, Jackson Moore, the law firm Maddie works for, 2 years ago and lost. And so this is their second chance. So this couple is going through that grieving process a second time, hopefully, to get a winning verdict. So that's so difficult to get those emotions stirred up again. So definitely difficult to watch. You can relate being a parent, but hopefully not too many of you can relate by losing a child, because that is definitely devastating. And I don't even know how somebody goes through that. Just kind of like, I guess, kind of like Maddie said, you take a breath. It's like everything else, you take it one day at a time, but it's difficult, right? So, they kind of go through all of the people they interviewed back then and then again. And it's kind of heartbreaking because that older gentleman who was very helpful to the case 2 years ago, testified again, and he's a good man, right? Religious man, has a lot, 6 children, just trying to support them. Good man, trying to help everybody. And it turns out him having the cast lifting up the pipes, he was the one who contaminated it, which is heartbreaking for him. You could almost see tears in his eyes on the stand, right? Because he doesn't want to be the one responsible, and he didn't even really know he was the one responsible. He's trying to help them the whole time. So I'm definitely glad they were able to win and get that verdict. But at the same time, winning those millions, it doesn't bring their child back. They still have that hurt, that pain. So this was kind of difficult to watch, only because I feel like in the end, there is no win-win, right? You won the money, you won your lawsuit. But that child of yours, Dante, he's still gone, and it stirred up those emotions again. And, kind of like Maddie said, grieving is a process, right? It can come at any moment. A memory, a song, something you see can stir up, that grief again. So, I mean, definitely difficult to watch. And then, of course, there was a little bit, I don't want to say scary, but there was that little side story of Stanley, who was Maddie's old friend that she saw on the app. Kind of, I guess, scary in a way of you think she's going to blow her identity, right? Because Stanley recognizes her as Kingston, not Maddie Matlock. So that was interesting to kind of see that side story. And then, of course, to see Maddie hurting again, because that side story also brought in the memories of Ellie, which is her daughter, because, his son was going through the drug, the drug rehab and relapsing. So I feel like it was kind of a multitude of issues there. She's worried Stanley's going to blow her cover, but at the same time, Stanley's, bringing up those feelings, showing her a picture of her daughter from when she was younger. So that was kind of emotional for her. But I feel like, I always mention this in my Matlock reviews, the last, couple minutes of every show, they kind of drop a bomb on you or kind of a surprise. And this episode didn't disappoint at the end. She feels like she's going to give up and quit. Like it's really emotionally drained for her and her husband. Her husband's trying to do that fingerprint and he's getting frustrated watching all these YouTube videos. And then in the end, she's basically going to confront, Olympia and Julie and say, I just can't do this. And then they basically reward her and say, you did great on this case. We're going to give you what you want. We're going to put you in pharma. And we actually have a Wellbraxa case that we want your input on. And like light bulbs went off because that's the company with the opioids that killed her daughter. And that's kind of what she wanted to research. So it was almost, you think she's down and out, and then all of a sudden that's exactly what she wanted. So definitely like the way it ended. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I think Kathy Bates just such a great job. It's almost like she gets kind of raw and emotion, and I just think she's a great actress in this. So I hope you enjoyed watching and discussing with me and reviewing the episode. I'm really looking forward to the next one. So until next time, bye.